A dramatic turn in the case against the Pullman police chief accused of sexual assault.
Juvenile, childish. I feel like I'm reading texts between teenagers, 13-year-olds, not adults.
What this means for the case moving forward.
Sunshine and mild temperatures dominate the forecast as we head into the weekend, but that also means some chilly starts to the day.
Frightening moments for local theater goers when the building's ceiling comes crashing down.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. First up tonight, the sexual assault case against Pullman Police Chief Jake Opgenorth is over.
Opgenorth's ex-girlfriend had accused him of domestic violence and sexual assault and asked for a protection order back in December, but today a judge denied that request.
KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy explains why the case is essentially over. Shannon?
Whitman County Judge Roger Sandberg denied requests from both sides for protection orders after reviewing tens of thousands of text messages between the two and finding no evidence of rape or domestic violence.
Juvenile, childish on both parties' side. I feel like I'm reading texts between teenagers, 13-year-olds, not adults.
Harsh words from a Whitman County judge as he denied dueling protection orders from Pullman's police chief and the woman who accused him of rape. KREM 2 News is not naming Chief Jake Opgenorth's accuser and ex-girlfriend, who asked for legal protection from him in December. She said he'd abused and assaulted her during their 3-year affair. Wednesday, her attorney said Opgenorth admitted the assault by text.
Then repeatedly messaged her that he had raped her and went as far as saying forgiveness doesn't mean that the law was broken.
But Opgenorth's attorney, Mark Conrad, says evidence proves the accuser deleted some messages and withheld others from the judge.
That's not an error. That's a calculated move from her to remove those from the context.
Judge Roger Sandberg agreed.
About 90,000 text messages in 10 months.
Saying she provided a few incriminating examples.
By comparison, this original petition had submitted, I counted them up, 58 text messages.
In full context, he says, those messages didn't prove any rape or abuse occurred. But Sandberg says it did prove something else.
A deliberate attempt to mislead the court. She clearly omitted messages which would have provided an entirely different impression.
The judge says there's evidence both sides were trying to control and manipulate one another, but he did not find any evidence of a crime. Opgenorth has been on administrative leave from his Pullman PD job for 2 months because of the allegations. We reached out to Pullman PD to see if Opgenorth will be reinstated as chief, but haven't yet heard back. This ruling also reverses an order forcing Opgenorth to surrender guns and weapons. Both sides can appeal. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
Thank you very much. It might still be winter out there, but it's going to feel a lot like spring. Very warm temperatures on the way.
Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Good joining us now. Jeremy, for the first time in a long time, no KREM 2 weather impact alerts.
Do I have like a glow? Man, I've got energy. I apologize for the jokes that are going to come out of my mouth in the next few days, because when you have this kind of energy and nothing really to talk about, sometimes it happens. We sit at 50 degrees at 5 p.m. with sunshine. It is February. Enjoy this. It is beautiful out there, and it is going to stay that way. As we zoom out, you can see our next little weather maker. It's a little bit of cloud cover. That's the extent of the weather making out of that system. Storm moves up into Alaska, and we just wind up reaping the benefits, I guess. Here's your next few days. Seriously, how about this? 53 degrees tomorrow. We'll have a little bit of patchy morning fog. If you've been seeing fog recently, expect more of it. Say in the past couple of weeks, if you've seen a dense fog on your morning commute, more than 3 days, tomorrow morning you could see it. 55 on Friday, 56 on Saturday. Saturday might go down as the nicest day we've had in a very, very, very long time, and the nicest day we see. We're not going to talk about that. Back to you guys.
Well, we'll look forward to it anyway. Spokane Police Chief Kevin Hall was on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. today. He was there to testify and urging Congress to pass Washington Senator Maria Cantwell's Stop Smuggling Illicit Synthetic Drugs on U.S. Transportation Networks Act.
He cited multiple statewide incidents of fentanyl trafficking, including when Spokane police intercepted fentanyl traffickers using I-90 to transport that drug from the Tri-Cities. As his department and others around the state see a rise in fentanyl-related incidents, Chief Hall is urging Congress to come together.
Interdicting fentanyl requires strong partnerships between local, state, federal, and tribal agencies. We must enhance these collaborations with improved technology and resources. That is why I respectfully urge Congress to pass the Stop Smuggling Illicit Synthetic Drugs on U.S. Transportation Networks Act.
Chief Hall said the legislation would expand simple technologies such as drive-through X-ray sensors, canine resources, and vapor technologies. Hall also said this would strengthen the Spokane Police Department's ability to detect and disrupt fentanyl trafficking before it reaches the streets of Spokane.
Well, take a look at this. Some pretty frightening moments at a Wenatchee theater last night as part of the ceiling came crashing down.
Happened at around 8 o'clock last night. Wenatchee Valley firefighters got a call from Liberty's Cinema. Take a look at the damage from the ceiling collapse. 2 people were actually inside the theater at the time, but fortunately nobody was hurt. The cause of that collapse is under investigation. Just into our newsroom tonight, we have learned that 2 men were sentenced to life in prison for a crime spree that includes 2 murders and attempted murder of a federal officer as well.
24-year-old were sentenced on 17 different accounts. According to court documents, Holt and Tensley went on a 6-week crime spree that started in September of 2022 in North Idaho and continued until the defendant's arrest in eastern Washington in October. Now, during that time, prosecutors say Holt and Tensley committed home invasions, a robbery, killed 2 people in eastern Washington, and then shot a tribal officer in the forearm during a pursuit.
Today, the North Idaho Republicans are condemning what they are calling an assault of a woman at Kootenai County Republican Central Committee's town hall meeting over the weekend.
That woman was dragged from the town hall this past Saturday. Today, the North Idaho Republicans said in a statement, event organizers and its leadership should be held accountable. We did reach out to the woman in the video. She says she's not yet ready to speak about what happened.
In other news, President Donald Trump's first cabinet meeting was held today, and in the room, Elon Musk, as the administration prepares to make more cuts to the federal workforce.
CBS News did obtain a memo today telling agencies to prepare for large-scale reductions in force and to submit reorganization plans by mid-March. So far, there is no word on the number of people who are expected to lose their jobs.
We wish to keep everyone who is doing a job that is essential and doing that job well.
An estimated 80% of the federal workforce is based outside of Washington, D.C.
All right, we are just getting started here at 5 o'clock tonight. Coming up next, Caitlin Galloway giving us a behind-the-scenes peek at improvements to Avista Stadium.
Everybody loves the tunnel.
People are going to watch this and be like, you're qualified to talk about sports?
We will check out what is new for visitors and players when we come back after the break.
And they're being priced out because of that supply and demand.
Also coming up at 5:15, we are taking a look at a new effort kicking off today to get lower cost housing in North Idaho.